On this episode of Negative Modifier, we'll be playing the game Delta Green. Delta Green is a mature tabletop RPG that tackles various dark and unsettling themes and topics that some listeners may find traumatizing, harmful, or generally uncomfortable. Listener discretion is advised. Agent Saga, Agent Sanguine, you are out on the small island, an island that you have kind of established is indeed more or less a crater as it's been described to you. You did notice or hear or kind of identify a strange something on the opposite side of kind of the crater lake thing and the start of the island here. Getting around is going to be a little bit treacherous in theory. You've also been left here by one Mr. Yoder as he kind of left off in his boat. You're not quite sure if it was the explosion that scared him off or if he left before then. You haven't really managed to figure that one out yet. But Agent Sanguine, you are frantically digging through the newly created pile of rubble from the base of the lighthouse, trying to locate the instructions on to kind of de-booby trap the lighthouse so you can get inside, that at least Rebecca Goldblatt was aware of enough to hide instructions about that. Rebecca Goldblatt has demonstrated to at least be kind of passingly aware, or at least kind of semi-aware of the organization you three are part of. You haven't kind of unearthed that yet. You've had spotty cell phone reception with Spark back on the mainland. Been a strange morning, though, most definitely. Sanguine, you've been almost blown up. You've been attacked by fellow agents because you were drugged or kind of on something at the time. You are trapped on a small island. You've been abandoned. And you're currently digging through rubble in hopes of finding a lockbox or something. What's going through your mind right now?
First and foremost, I'm happy that I'm still alive. This is not exactly something that I have ever experienced on any of my missions or operations or anything else like that.
Yeah.
I mean, other than nearly dying in a car accident or whatever have you, this is quite possibly the most aggressive near-death experience that Sanguine has experienced. Especially just because it's like, well, like he just hates the cold. I think he's thinking about getting rid of his ski resort membership. He's probably never going to be leaving San Diego for a while. He might start wintering somewhere. Who knows?
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Like, who uses booby traps anymore? Like, that's like a thing you see in movies and stuff like that. Like, why on earth would someone actually do that in real life, let alone with a hand grenade? That's ridiculous.
Who had access to claymores?
Exactly. And you haven't even found the claymores yet. If they're even actually there. Agent Saga.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched your fellow agent almost get blown up, receive frantic phone calls, are also stranded on this island, and are now watching them desperately dig through the rubble. What's going through your mind at this point?
Well, I mean, other than like recovering from like everything that just happened with the blast and whatnot, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Charlie, but I messaged Spark that we got left behind.
Yeah.
So did it, I mean, does it show that the message went through it all? Or?
I know Spark got the warning that like,
okay, cool.
Maybe the sheriff's not totally on the up and up because his boy Shecky definitely abandoned you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So then the next thing I'm going to do, obviously, is now that like phone's okay, I'm going to secure it on me. And then I am going to be very carefully like coming over to Sanguine and trying to assist, but also being like, hey, like, we don't know where the rest of these claymores are. So like, please be very careful, chill.
Yeah. Both of you give me a strength at -20. There's a lot of rocks, probably a bit of shock from the whole explosion type of thing. Like, this is a rough situation no matter who you are.
Oh, 75 -20 for 55, and I rolled a 58 failure.
So close.
You know?
I rolled a 40 failure against my modified 35% strength.
All right, yeah, so you're just kind of pulling at these rocks and tossing them. It's slow, it's sweaty work. Both of you give me a sand check, unless you're adapted to helplessness.
I am adapted to helplessness.
I am not, so I'm going to roll that sand. 42 out of 67% success.
You managed to power through this. It kind of slides off you, but Agent Sanguine, you definitely feel this one. Like, this is par for the course. You go out in a Delta Green operation, and this type of shit happens. Wasn't one of your disorders triggered by helplessness?
Saga, you absolute fuckwit. Of course, I try to be fucking careful. This is the first time we've run into these fucking booby traps. I didn't know this stupid godforsaken fucking island is gonna be covered in goddamn booby traps. Who the fuck puts a grenade in a tiny ass hole in the middle of the goddamn wall?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I told you, hey, there's potentially something there, and then you went back in there.
Hey, how about you shut the fuck up and just pick up these goddamn fucking rocks? You barely can even goddamn lift some shit. Aren't you supposed to be like this macho ass, whatever the fuck you are? I don't even know. Fucking, there apparently are instructions in its stupid ass box underneath this goddamn rubble. So how about you do something? How about you actually help with the situation?
I'm helping. It would be really helpful if my part didn't blow up the side of the fucking building, and now we're in the situation we are now. But unfortunately, we deal with the hand we're served, right? So anyway, let's get fucking on it.
Hey, how about you go next? Because fuck you. If you end up getting blown up, that's your entire prerogative. I am going to get off this fucking island one way or the other.
How are you getting off the island? The dude left us.
I'm going to fucking swim. I don't fucking know.
You're going to swim into this void of fog that surrounds us around here? Yeah, real fucking smart.
Yeah, so your progress is not going great. It's slow, but you are slowly but surely making progress. Whether or not you succeed at making progress is a whole separate topic.
Kind of to pinpoint or that whatever the heck, I'm just going to take a walk around the island.
Okay. You're going for a walk around the island?
I'm taking a walk around the island by myself.
Can I comment on like watching them walk around the island?
You absolutely can.
What do you think you're doing?
Getting the fuck away from you. How about you go get fucked?
Yeah, that's a good idea. On an island potentially fucking booby trapped with claymores, I'm gonna go on a scenic walk. Great fucking idea.
This is what my goddamn therapist told me to do, so why don't you mind your own fucking business?
Yeah, maybe you can insert it to the notes. Should I do a walk when there's potentially claymores all over the fucking place? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna keep looking for a fucking box. Please be careful.
I'm gonna throw a pill bottle at you.
You go for the walk ultimately?
I do go for the walk, but I will throw a pill bottle at him.
Give me an athletics, because it is kind of treacherous terrain.
10% success out of 31.
So as you're walking around this, you realize that, like, this is a weirdly treacherous island. You could tell looking at it, but, like, the path that exists really is kind of, like, a little bit crumbling as you walk. Like, if you press too hard, like, a chunk of it will slide off either towards the lake or into kind of the crater lake inside of this thing. It's very easy to destroy this path if you're not careful type of thing. Not saying Rebecca's death was an accident, but like you could see an accident happening if she was out on this island or something like that. You are an able-bodied person in relatively okay physical condition, and you're finding it quite hard to move around this thing. Like it is, despite being relatively flat, a treacherous hike. How far do you walk around? You walk all the way to the kind of the opposite side so you can see the town, and also where there was kind of a sound of something coming from earlier?
Maybe. I think I'm going to try to find a quiet spot just so that way I can start crunching on some of my anti-anxiety medication.
Sure.
And I just need to recenter because that was a loud ass explosion. And after the adrenaline has worn off, my violent tendencies, my Lagirophobia is based out of my adaptation to violence. So I'm going to take a calming breath and whatnot because I was absolutely fucking rattled.
Makes sense. Yeah, so as you kind of walk around, calming down some, you do eventually find this spot, but also you're close enough to the other side that you definitely hear a mechanical, repetitious sound. Do you have any craft, anything kind of mechanical or any kind of thing in heavy machinery?
I do not.
Yeah, you don't recognize the sound, but you definitely hear something distinctly mechanical and repetitious happening.
I don't think I have enough curiosity for me to like look and whatnot. I'm more focused on trying to recenter.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Jumping to Agent Spark, you've had a kind of weird set of text exchanges with Agent Saga. You are driving with Sheriff Musaf. There's been an explosion. There's this mysterious art colony. The sheriff is definitely kind of invested, in the explosion that you heard over the phone and in real life. What's going through your head at this point?
Yeah, I'm just glad that I'm not on the island, considering I heard over the phone, and I guess the distant explosion. But also, I'm a little suspicious of the sheriff now that I know that Shecky left. So I'm kind of torn. I'm not super sure if it's a good idea to keep running around with the sheriff if he's not on our side, or at least actively working against us, or if it's better to have somebody in my sights who could be doing nefarious things rather than letting them go off on their own.
No, makes sense. Yes, you come up over the hill moving pretty quick because the sheriff is in a bit of a rush, and you start down kind of in the center of town. You see a couple people kind of spilling out to gawk in the direction of the explosion sound, obviously. You see a lot of other people you'd guess would be locals kind of trying to usher people back inside and maybe trying to yeah, don't worry about it. I guess part of the lighthouse fell over or something like that. The sheriff definitely seems, give me a human int or a psychotherapy, whichever is higher.
7% out of a 19% success.
The best way of describing his emotions and just kind of general demeanor now is what the absolute fuck is going on. He seems rattled. He's just kind of glancing around. He's driving a little bit out of control. There's definitely kind of a manic energy to him right now. He kind of keeps looking at you and almost asking a question and stopping himself. And eventually kind of you get 2/3 of the way through the kind of downtown area going towards kind of the cliff and stuff like that. It's not going to drive off or anything like that, but eventually looks at you and goes what the fuck was that?
Well, it's my understanding, and I didn't tell you before because when I asked you if you wanted to know, you said no. But it's my understanding that Rachel may have placed some booby traps out at the lighthouse.
He just kind of looks at you with this look of I understand the words you're saying, but the sentence you said is insane.
Listen, I'm just as confused as you are.
That's not possible.
It's true. I'm just sort of used to things being confusing.
Do things often explode when whatever you're part of is going on?
Ideally, no.
Ideally?
I mean, ideally, nothing ever blows up, Sheriff. Look, beyond that, my companions say that your boatman has left them out at the island. Perhaps we should get on your boat and go check it out.
Yeah, I guess. Slams on the brake, kind of screeches to a halt for a second. He's I need to go look, I guess, for a quick second. I need to see if the tower, if the lighthouse fell over or something like that. That's one thing. I need to see what we're potentially boating over to or something. I don't know.
Hey, calm down. It's not that bad. I mean, I understand that it's something different, but it's very easy to just tell somebody that somebody got a hold of some illegal fireworks and set them off. It's not that difficult.
He looks at you with a face of just that is the dumbest excuse I've ever heard, but kind of stops himself and just slowly starts pulling on his beard a little bit, and eventually kind of car comes to a stop. He kind of slowly gets out, grabs a pair of binoculars, and kind of walks over to the cliff that was at one point connected to the other island via a bridge, and kind of slowly, shakily brings the binoculars up and starts scanning over there, breathing slowly in and out. Give me a search.
65 out of 85% success.
So as you get out, you notice that there's kind of not quite a game trail, but maybe it's the fact that you're now kind of looking for weird stuff like this. But you notice that there's kind of a weirdly way too low on the kind of shoreline bush. There's a little bit of a kind of a natural kind of beach down below the edge of this cliff thing you could kind of slowly make your way down to carefully and stuff like that. And there's definitely kind of like some shrubbery and stuff like that and kind of various plants, but like there's something that like something about this kind of collection of plants doesn't seem right. It seems weird, not like unnaturally weird, but like given your background, a little strange.
Can I see those binoculars, Sheriff?
Kind of shakily hands them over to you.
I'll look out at the lighthouse for a second and see if there's any like noticeable damage.
I mean, you see Agent Sanguine slowly kind of walking a quarter of the way around type of thing, like just that. You see Saga, maybe a little bit of him kind of like slowly lifting a brick up or something like that, or some rubble. Most of the lighthouse is still standing. Like, again, you've experienced explosives, right? Or demolitions, I mean?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Do you have any military science?
No.
Okay.
The closest thing I can offer you is a high intelligence.
Give me intelligence, yeah.
2% out of 75% success.
Despite the sound and the fact that like definitely some damage was done to the lighthouse, there was a directionality to it. This was not some like random TNT mine shaft jury-rigged thing. This was tactical, one might say.
What do you say that we walk down to the beach, get a better look, different angle, and then we'll sail on over? I mean, from the look of the damage, it looks like whatever explosive was used was directional, so it's not like somebody's out there trying to collapse the lighthouse.
Yeah, sure. Maybe being closer to the water will make this seem less absolutely insane.
Here, I'll point to the little trail. Want to lead the way?
Yeah, sure. All right, give me athletics as you're kind of slowly climbing down.
I'm very good at this. 89 out of 33% success.
It's slow going. It's awkward and rough and kind of like you get to the bottom eventually type of thing, but like it definitely takes some time. Like maybe kind of the occasional terse word is muttered under your breath as you kind of slide down. It's not a lot of distance. It's just kind of awkward to go down. And I will say as part of this, you realize that like most people would be dissuaded from doing this pretty quickly. But yeah, you eventually arrive at kind of the little natural beach at the bottom of the cliff.
Yeah, is there like any driftwood on this little beach? They're like, I don't know if there are trees on this island or not.
There's some trees, yeah. Like, I guess there's some stuff, like probably some branches and stuff like that. What are you looking for exactly?
I'm just looking for like a small walking stick for my way back up.
Oh, yeah, you can find something like that. That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab that and then I'll go over and poke at the plants.
It makes a wood on metal thunk.
I'll put my gloves on and start pulling the plant matter away.
It takes a little bit of effort, actually, but kind of what you managed to unearth is a mostly buried, very old-looking, galvanized steel, but painted kind of a dark green color boat. No engine. It's got some kind of utilitarian-style oars with it and stuff like that, and it's kind of like it's partially buried, like it's upside down. The plants are pulled over it, like it's almost like it's protecting some stuff. And there is a rope tied to what looks like just a big cement weight buried underneath it type of thing.
Sheriff, do you want to help me flip this over?
Sure, fuck it, why not? Yeah, there's a boat in the bushes. Yeah, of course there is. It gives you a hand flipping it. It's surprisingly light.
Is there anything under it?
Nah, just this kind of big cement weight with a rope tied to it, tied to the boat. It's a lot of rope, though, like easily a few 100 feet, if not more. It looks old and weathered and like it's been in water some and like it's in good condition still.
Definitely a good way to launch off to the lighthouse, though.
Yeah. Looking around, you'd have pretty good coverage here. But the chance of someone noticing you, unless they're like directly looking out, like down and over the cliff you just climbed down, very low.
Is there any like muddy boot print that has like dried on the inside of the boat here? Any blood or something? Anything out of the ordinary?
Nah, nothing like that. You do see kind of signs of maybe some kind of like signs like the muddy boot print or something, but nothing super recent or that you can kind of easily tell. It was upside down though too, so anything in there may have like fallen off into the dirt or into the sand.
Okay, before we head out, I want to walk the beach. It's clear somebody has been using this as a discreet launch to make it out to the lighthouse, I think. So, see if they've dropped anything. You want to help me look around?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You're gonna search around?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much here. There's like the occasional rock, maybe seashell's the wrong phrase, but kind of like stuff that's washed up out of the lake and stuff like that. Couple signs of kind of like the tides of the lake. Nothing here really.
Put the boat back in place, cover it up as I found it, and I'll ask the sheriff, do you have like a body camera or something?
Kind of rolls his eyes. Yeah, what do you need it for?
I like look around for a second for a spot where I could just hide like the body camera to record this area after we leave.
I mean, yeah, you could like probably shove it somewhere in like the cliff face. The reality is the cliff face is kind of dirt and stuff like that too, so you could like dig and bury something into it if you took a little time, like a solid sheer rock face or anything.
You she'll like point to it and say, I just want to, leave it here. See who comes and uses this tonight, if anyone.
What are you hoping to find, I guess?
What's going on with this?
I mean, like, you really think someone from the town is coming down that, getting in a rowboat and rowing over when they could just take a boat out of the harbor?
See, that would sound insane if there wasn't a fucking boat down here that had been clearly hidden.
Kind of shrugs at this.
Also, people have been going missing, right? This would be a really discreet way to get them off the island, no?
Shrugs at this too. Yeah, I guess, but like, if what you're suggesting is what I think you're suggesting, so long as I didn't notice, there's no one else you'd have to hide it from, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Unless whatever is going on needs to be hidden from nobody other than you.
Shrugs at this, hands over the camera. Yeah, I got a couple extras of these, so don't worry about losing this one. So we're going to see if someone comes down and rows across over the other island or something.
Yeah, I just want to see who it is, what they're doing.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll set it up and then we can skedaddle.
All right. So where do you want to go next?
You want to go get in your boat and go rescue my companions?
No, but I suppose I should. What the hell have you gotten me involved in?
It seems like you are already involved with it because of the last sheriff. So.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. So you can kind of head to the docks and down a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes some time to get back up and stuff, but it's slow going. Now that you've kind of come down once, you have the stick. It's doable, just takes some effort. Jumping back to the island. Sanguine, I'm assuming you finished your tantrum walk by now?
Sanguine's back.
Saga, you have successfully, after some time, like a substantial amount of time has passed, not like a day's worth, but probably an hour or so type of thing. You have managed to kind of move enough bricks. You've managed to kind of unearth what looks like vintage feels like the wrong phrase, but definitely kind of older style metal lockbox of some kind. The good news is the explosion has removed whatever lock was on the front of it previously. The bad news is the explosion has deformed the box some. It doesn't appear to have a hole inside of it or anything like that, but it's definitely kind of bent and a little bit mangled, courtesy of its forceful ejection from the wall.
Okay.
Give me an alertness while you're doing this. We're going to kind of, as you've done, earth this thing.
82 out of 24% failure.
Your ears are probably ringing from just the physical exertion of moving all those bricks and whatnot.
Does the box look open at all, or is it still like just completely like still sealed?
Definitely closed still.
Okay. Can I? Okay. I haven't picked it up yet, right? I just found it.
Nope.
Okay.
I will say that it's a safe assumption to make that because of the wall getting blown up and this thing falling and getting buried, the chances of it being like on a mine or something are low. Like the chances of that, like if such a setup existed, the fact that it would not have survived that kind of amount of jostling and stuff like that.
Okay. So then I would like to, I'm going to be very like hesitant picking it up at this point, I guess. I'm not going to shake it, but I'm going to be very careful in picking it up.
All right. Relatively lightweight, like maybe 5 pounds tops, give or take kind of thing.
Okay. I was looking to see if I could do something to maybe check and see if it's like, if it feels like there could be some claymore. But I don't have anything that I can even do that kind of check with.
And you could shake it.
God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to shake it yet. Okay. Are there any signs of like well, I guess, is there a lock on it? Is it like a keyhole kind of situation to open it? Like, tell me a little more about this box.
As I said, there's nothing locking it shut still. If there was something, it got blown off or ripped off as part of the thing. It does show some signs of kind of like some recent damage having been taken. Like the entire box is a little bit deformed. Like it has been kind of crushed in on itself some. You can see some very obvious denting that you'd assume is from its recent kind of tumble when rock slide type situation, but maybe it was already there. You can't really tell from that. You never saw the box before type of thing. It does appear to be kind of a little bit stuck closed given its dentedness though.
Okay. Is there a way I can attempt to pry it open, but like not shake it enough that it's like, well, I guess, is there a way for me to kind of, is there enough for me to like maybe like slide a smaller rock in the opening of like, I guess, because you said it's like dented kind of open, but not completely open?
Oh no, it's definitely not open. It's dented kind of like in on itself, so it's more locked up type of thing. It's being held shut by the dent.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I would have to fuck it. Okay. Does it look like there's anywhere where I can like jam a wedge in between it so I can try to pop it open?
I mean, it's cheap sheet metal that made up a lockbox. Like anything's possible at that type, or kind of with that type of stuff. Like if you were strong enough, you could, in theory, like bend it apart. But also, that's some real bodybuilder shit at that point.
Well, that's good because I happen to have a 75 strength or like a 15 strength. Sorry, but yeah, modifier, the roll for me 75. Would that be enough?
I mean, like you're gonna have to try, and it's not gonna be as easy as just kind of like gripping it in your hands and twisting or something like that. You want to try and kind of force it open with your hands?
Yeah, I want to try to at least like somewhat try to like gently do it first, and if I need to up the strength, then I will.
Yeah, so let's see a dexterity to see if you can kind of find a natural gripping spot and stuff like that.
All right, 56 out of 65% success.
Yeah, you kind of managed to get like a couple fingers in between some of the bent parts that kind of get a good purchase on, and kind of like you feel it move a little bit but not open up for you. Let's see a strength.
85 out of 75% failure.
Let's talk about Agent Saga's physical prowess. We've made some comments about it, but like, you're a big, strong dude, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be one of those situations like, yeah, he's a big, strong dude, but like, he's also kind of like, he's very much, he's very geeky into like history and archaeology and anthropology. Like,
fair enough. Yeah, let me ask the question, I guess. Like, is there some show muscle going on, or is this kind of pure function muscle that you've been building?
Oh, I would definitely, I mean, considering that I work for the Parks Department, this is purely functional muscle. Like, it's not like show muscle. Like, it's like the kind of strength you would build, like if you were doing like rock climbing and stuff like that, but not necessarily showy muscle.
So the good news is you don't look completely ridiculous with this small kind of lunchbox size thing as you just kind of like try and wrench it open. The bad news is it's not going. Like you're seeing veins popping up your arms and neck. Like you're putting your whole all into this thing and it's just not budging. Like it's really dented closed. Maybe rusted closed, who knows? Like as a member of the Parks Department, you would know that metal objects buried in nature, not great. Metal objects buried kind of this close to a lake in this case, even worse.
So it might be potentially rusted as well, is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right. So then let me approach it from a different angle.
Oh no. So while you're kind of like trying to rip this thing open, give me an alertness at -10, both of you.
49 out of modified 14 failure.
That is a 68 out of 23% failure.
Jumping to Agent Spark now. You are on the sheriff's boat. He is still kind of a little bit in shock, not sure what the hell he's gotten himself into. As you kind of come around the corner, you see your two fellow agents. Sanguine's kind of standing there, watching Saga just put his all into trying to open up what looks at this range like a lunchbox or something. And you can, like, even at this distance, you can just tell he is going all in at it type of thing. And it's just completely undermining him.
Spark does like the 2-finger whistle, you know. I can't do it, but she can.
They don't hear you.
Oh. How far out are they?
You're like 20, 30 feet away type of thing. You're still coming around.
So they probably should. Actually, I guess if it's super windy, maybe not.
No, they should have heard you. Maybe they're distracted, though.
Okay, wait. Stop. Can you just put us like on the float or whatever you call it when you stop a boat?
Kind of shifts into neutral. Yeah.
You have a megaphone on this thing?
Yeah. Kind of opens up a box and hands it over to you.
I'll point it over the island and say, "Hey, you two!"
Agent Sanguine, Agent Saga, give me a sand check.
Oh, fuck.
21 out of 67% success.
I have fumbled that sanity check with 44 out of 42.
It makes sense. Sanguine doesn't like loud noises. So from the water behind you, or kind of off to the right of you, I'm guessing some as you kind of came back, you just suddenly hear Spark yelling at you. Saga, you take no sand damage. Sanguine, you take a point of sand damage. But you did fumble this. How do you respond to this loud, jarring, kind of mechanical squawk yell at you?
Without context of knowing that, Sanguine thinks that something else has exploded and immediately ducks and just starts running. And it's the kind of duck and run where it's not very pointed. It's just kind of like a very instinctual flee.
Yeah. Like you might run the exact opposite direction the sound came from.
Oh, yeah. Toward whatever on a very rocky path that is easy to fall and slip off of. Who knows? But Sanguine just bolts.
Oh, yeah. You book it up the side of this kind of island, get to the top, get a bad footing in place, and then just plummet, slide, trip, tumble in towards the center kind of crater lake in the center of this thing. Give me athletics to see if you can catch yourself where you hit the water.
That is an 81% out of 31 failure.
So the good news is you don't fall deep into the water, but you definitely fall into the water, and you realize that, like, this thing drops off unbelievably quickly. Like, this little kind of edge you find yourself on is like maybe a foot in width, and like it's all that's stopping you from just dropping down into a what feels like an bottomless abyss. Give me another sand check.
That is a 48 out of 41% failure.
All right, give me a 1d6 sand damage.
Maybe I rolled a 4 on that. That drops me to 37, which is past my breaking point.
Not going to try and offload it onto one of your bonds?
I have 4 willpower.
That's fair.
What, Jed? You don't want to pass out here?
Well, here's the fun part. I was already at 41. So if I had done that, not only am I burning the willpower, I'm also still at my breaking point.
That's fair.
So I will go ahead and eat the sanity loss and save my willpower because I might still need that. Maybe.
So let's talk about this water. Now that you're in it, you realize there are 2 distinct liquids here. One of them is the cold water of the lake. The other is a thick, almost gelatinous-like substance that... How'd you fall into the lake? Did you fall kind of face first, feet first?
With the sheer drop, I would imagine that Sanguine had... Wait, you said it was only like a foot of...
Yeah, you're kind of on this ledge right before a drop deep into the water. You are in the lake, though, definitely. You're kind of like on this little shelf that exists around the edge of it.
I just wanted to clarify because I was thinking that there was still like a ledge underneath. It was a pit, ledge in the water. Okay.
Oh, no, you are most definitely in the water.
Cool beans. What I would imagine is that it's a fumble. So Sanguine just kind of like slips and he realizes he slips and tries to kind of lurch forward, but it's too late. And so as he's doing that, he kind of hits his stomach and then hits his jaw as he slips into this deep ass lake, not only does it knock the wind out of him, but he kind of bites his tongue. So he's bleeding from the mouth at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And he's kind of slipping further into it because he doesn't really have like a foothold. He's kicking. He's not sure how to really swim with shoes on or like do anything with shoes on. But with this, I would imagine he was initially like waist deep.
But kind of like into the water. His feet are still on land or something like that?
No. Like his feet are in the water and he's kind of holding on to the ledge.
Like almost a sitting position almost kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that there was enough ground for me to kind of like grab onto stuff. So basically I'm like slowly falling into the lake and I'm just kind of using my hands to kind of climb back up, but it's rocky and it's like...
So what of your body is in the lake right now is what I'm really getting at.
Waist down.
Okay. Yeah, so this gelatinous liquid in the lake, it's almost like it's suspended in the lake water almost. And slowly at first, you feel it kind of almost seem to coil around your leg. Almost like you've like stuck your leg into some jello, like a large container of jello or something. And then you feel it start to tighten. And then you feel some of it kind of like working its way up the inside of your pant leg and kind of slowly slithering further and further up your leg. And you also feel kind of like spreading off to try and grab the other leg.
Are you trying to trigger my enclosure related phobia?
I don't know. It's just a lake, Chad.
But whatever is underneath the lake, he's not happy about it.
Oh, no, you definitely should not be happy about that.
Oh, he's not happy about it, but it is starting to kind of like slip into the panic zone because if it's going to start feeling overwhelming where it almost starts freaking out his claustrophobia, because in his mind, he shouldn't be experiencing this. It's a lake.
Oh, yeah, it's a lake.
Yeah, it should just be water. It should be free floating or whatever the heck, not like falling into a fucking non-Newtonian cornstarch.
It's a good description for it. You got like you're trying to flail about in the water or something like that.
I think I'm going to start kicking violently to try to get me up out of this deep lake, but I don't know if anyone else could hear my and like the rocks slipping underneath my grip. But I will, even though I kind of lost my breath, so I'm struggling right now to get enough wind to make enough noise, but you might hear, maybe if you can hear well enough.
Yeah.
Kind of like a muffled
Yeah. Let's see a strength at -40.
Oh, tight. That is an 89% out of a modified 15% failure.
The more you struggle against the gelatinous fluid, the more it clamps down. You can feel it constricting around you. You can suddenly feel pressure in your meat, in your bones. It's made its way up past your knee, and you can feel it kind of almost playing with the joint, but also locking it straight out in place.
It's going from just the surprise, like, huh, to just straight up screaming. He's guttural yelling, and he is calling for as much help as he can. Hopefully, Saga can hear him, but otherwise, he's going into a full-on panic.
Yeah. Jumping back to Agent Saga and Agent Spark. Spark, you've just seen Agent Sanguine kind of run up and then vanish over the kind of ledge of this weird island's kind of craterish type of situation. Saga, you've just noticed that Spark is here, and you're still kind of holding this box. You just saw Sanguine run up, and both of you give me an alertness.
Oh boy, my best stat.
52 out of 55% success.
62 out of a 24% failure.
I mean, like, you're not hearing anything, but yeah, that was fucking weird.
Over the megaphone, she'll say, "What was that about, dude? Where'd he go?"
I don't know. Hold on. I'm like trying to yell, obviously, because I don't have a megaphone. So I kind of start looking up to see what the hell's that was, I guess. Like, huh? Because I was focused on my box. So yeah. So can I see Spark at all? Because you said they're calling out from
the boat. You can see Spark. The boat's right there. It's not that far away even.
Okay. So I'm noticing them. I'm like, I wave and go, yo, hey, over here. Like, yeah. So I'm oblivious to anything else going on other than that right now.
Yeah.
How close can you get this thing?
Kind of gestures at the beach that lighthouse kind of sits on. I mean, we can put it down right there.
Sure. Fuck it. Why not? Can I see those binoculars, please?
Yeah, hands them over to you.
I'm gonna look back to the beach where the hidden boat was.
I mean, you can't. It's on the opposite side of the island from you.
I see. Okay. I'm still looking back over the water to make sure there's no other boats coming.
No other boats you're seeing. You also didn't pass any boats on the way here.
Gotcha. I guess put us on the beach. Put us down. Bring us to land, whatever boat terminology is.
A couple minutes pass. The sheriff kind of drives the boat up on the rocks a little bit. You hear some crunching sounds. You're most secure. He jumps out, kind of puts what looks like a anchor of some type down to the ground to kind of hold it in place so it doesn't float off or something.
Yeah, as we're moving towards the beach with the megaphone, say, Saga, you should go see where he ran off to. He was running around like a maniac.
Who?
Sanguine?
That asshole? You want me to go look for him?
I mean, yeah, didn't you just see it? He was right there, ran up towards like the lighthouse and disappeared.
He's doing laps or something like that. Like, we didn't hear an explosion. Did you hear an explosion? I didn't. He's probably just somewhere around the back. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm particularly kind of teed off at the idea of Sanguine at the moment with the whole argument. So I'm like,
I mean, if you think he's fine.
I'm not any closer to opening the box, am I? Right?
Nah.
Okay. So how far is Spark?
She's on the beach now with you, like probably whatever distance you want to be.
I'm going to go here. Here's the box. You're familiar with the whole situation. I'm going to slowly hand it to Spark and go, I'll go look for him.
Okay.
Here's the box that was inside the lighthouse. By the way, the booby trap that was next to the lighthouse, as you can see, has already gone off. So unless your notes say there's something inside the box itself that's going to go off, I don't know. But here, maybe you can get it open.
Sure. Is it like dented, closed, locked? What's the...
Yeah, it's dented, closed and stuff. There's no lock on it anymore. Maybe there ever was one, but yeah, it's definitely been kind of malformed into being stuck.
Can I just use like my pocket knife or I'm sure the sheriff has one, and just kind of try to jimmy the seam?
Yeah, it'll take some time to do that, but yeah, it's definitely doable in theory. The sheriff might even have a pry bar or something like that you could use.
Yeah, this might be weird. I might have an idea of how to speed it up faster, because I have craft locksmithing, and I know that's locks, but I'm not sure if that might help me be like, this would be the easiest way to open this.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what happened. This thing got like dented to being closed. That being said, you'd know that, like, based on that kind of criteria, the way to unstick it is just kind of get the top far enough away from the rest of the frame, you can just pop it open. Like, that's not...
Yeah.
You're on the right path with, like, finding something to jimmy it with or something like that.
I'll see if the sheriff has a pry bar.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he does. Takes him a couple minutes to find it, though. Saga, what are you doing during all this?
I'm going to, I guess, slowly start heading towards where Sanguine was last seen. But, like, I'm going to ask Spark, like, where did you see Sanguine at last? Said behind?
He'll point it out.
Okay.
So this is like almost like a mosey or a nonchalant type of gait to it, if you will, right?
Yeah, because I'm assuming they're just walking around the back and still trying to cool off or whatever. So I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. So I'm being kind of like, I'm taking my time walking over there because I'm not in a rush. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll go look.
Yeah.
I'm still mindful of mines or claymores, but I'm not like,
yeah, but you're
nonchalantly walking over.
You're moving cautiously, but with purpose. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, so a few minutes pass. You head off the box. You kind of slowly make your way to the top, being careful not to step on anything or anything like that. I'm assuming you kind of like scan around to see if you can see Sanguine once you get up top.
Yeah, I'll do kind of a quick scan as long as like I feel like I'm at a good spot to like look around. Because again, I'm now paranoid of anything being fucking booby trapped around here. So like I'm not gonna just lean into something and be like, oh, I'll be fine if I need to like lean into something to get a better look.
Yeah, going off kind of clockwise around this island thing, you see Sanguine's kind of tantrum path. You see the big island across, you see the small town, the remains of the lighthouse, and kind of like more or less directly in front of you, but down the slope, you see what can best be described as like a, I don't know, like a frog egg sac or something slowly slurping its way up. You're not really sure who it's going around, but you definitely see like a hand and maybe like part of a face sticking out of it. Give me a sand check.
71 out of 67% failure.
1d10 sand damage.
Oh. Woo! I will that ride, baby.
Give me the number.
1d10 roll. I rolled a 2.
So the good news is you don't freak the hell out at the sight of a kind of black, swirling, gelatinous blob slowly engulfing what's left visible of your fellow agent. What do?
Do I have like a good view, or at least am I within earshot of Spark at this point?
Oh yeah, there's not a lot blocking you from yelling at Spark right now.
Okay. So I turn over and go, Spark, there's some shit over here. Something has Sanguine. And I'm like, at this point, I'm trying to get back down from where I was at to try to get like closer, but again, still mindful, but also like a lot more like, I'm going to be a lot more like purposeful in my walk to, or at least in my movement to get over there. I'm not going to say I'm walking, but I'm going to say I'm definitely like speed walking, if you will.
But you're moving towards Sanguine, correct?
Yes, but again, still cautious about anything blowing me up on the way. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, the inside of this is quite steep, so give me athletics.
Okay. Could I do dexterity instead?
Yeah, I'll allow it in this case.
Fuck. Okay. 80 out of 65% failure.
Your progress isn't great, and you're kind of like sliding and kind of tripping all over the place. It's taken a lot of effort to get down there. Like, this is a very steep incline. Spark.
Did I have the box open before he called out?
No, you're still kind of holding the box. For comedic effect, the sheriff is like handing you the pry bar when the yell comes down to you.
She looks at the sheriff and just kind of waves for him to follow, and waits to make sure that he's following. She doesn't want him to leave as well.
Sure. Do you run? Do you kind of move with purpose? Like, how do you...
I am moving with purpose, but I'm using my walking stick, and I'm not taking risks.
That makes sense. All right, so I'm assuming you were going towards where you just kind of saw Saga kind of start tripping and fumbling and falling down the top of the hill?
Yeah.
All right. So you come to the top of this rise and see the same thing that Saga saw, which is this kind of like black gelatinous mass slowly engulfing a person you would assume is Sanguine. You also see Saga kind of like half fallen down the inside of this thing. Give me a sand check.
33% critical.
Yeah, this is normal. You recover a sand point for that. Like, this is about what you expected, honestly. You're not sure why it's what you expected, but this tracks.
I can't figure out why I get sand back from this.
It was just one of those days.
Secretly, you just found Sanguine just super annoying. And there's a part of you that you won't admit, but there's a part of you who's like, oh, thank God.
Well, okay, that's part of it. And this is the justification. She's thinking like, he was the one that was really drinking that wassail stuff. And she's like, he was totally still under the effects of whatever it was. This is better for us.
So pragmatic. So
with that in mind, the stuff in the lake that's kind of engulfing him sure looks like the stuff he threw up when you forced the wassail out of him.
So I see Saga going down there.
More like falling down, but yeah.
And then where's the sheriff at this point? Is he still making his way up?
He's kind of like 2/3 of the way up. If you want to stop him, you can, but also if you want to not stop him, you absolutely can as well.
Well, she turns around to the sheriff and says, stop. And then shouts down to Saga and says, you stop too.
Sheriff kind of looks at you kind of a little bit confused and starts backing down the slope a little bit.
Is he fully engulfed Sanguine at this point?
You can see kind of like maybe his nose and like the chin and the like up to his upper lip is not covered. And like one hand, I'll say his right hand is like sticking out of it still, but like it's almost like he's been engulfed in like a thick gelatinous cocoon. And I will say you kind of like slowly see it like starting to make ripple motions as though it's trying to pull him into the lake maybe.
Is he moving still?
Hey, Sanguine, give me a strength check at -40.
That is a 58 failure out of a modified 15%.
You see, like, the fingers twitch and stuff like that. There's still signs of motion, but not much of him's moving.
And how far is Saga off from him?
10, 20 feet tops.
I look at the sheriff and say, go get some rope and don't fucking leave us.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Any special type of rope or?
Thick fucking rope and a med kit.
Yeah, that makes sense. And kind of runs off towards the boat. Are you waiting for him to come back with the rope to do something with, or you gotta try and get down there?
I'm not going down there. Fuck that. With my athletics? Hell no.
All right. Jumping to Sanguine for a second. You hear as though, like, muffled through, like, hundreds of blankets, maybe the sound of someone yelling. You maybe hear the word rope or something like that. But mostly you kind of feel engulfed as this thing kind of, like, half oozes over you, half kind of embraces you. You definitely kind of feel a motion of being pulled in a direction, but down is up is down. Give me a sand check.
That is a 50 out of 37%.
Going to be 1d6 points of sand damage.
That's a 4. How do I figure out a breaking point again? That's just another subtraction of my power?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
it would be on brand for Charlie to make you make a sand check as you die.
It's insane, to be quite honest, but it's fine.
I'm sorry, Chad.
That's so funny that honestly puts me like right at the cusp of my fucking another breaking point. But let's see. Question: is it total loss of sanity within a certain time period, or is it in a single roll where I just go catatonic?
I mean, you're inside a gelatinous thing. Does it really matter at this point? You still have your faculties. You have not temporary insanity out, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, cool. I'm still going to hold on to that willpower. And at this point in time, I'm just, with me hearing stuff, I will let out like just as much of a yell as I physically can. Make a noise.
Give me a charisma.
That is a 45% out of 55 success.
So what do you yell exactly?
As I'm being dragged down with like hearing what could be rescue and my team, the first thing that kind of comes to my head is that Sanguine, with all his strength that he can muster, yells out, "I want to live." It might be a little garbled just because there's just blood in his mouth, so he's just spitting at the same time. But from everyone's viewpoint, I would imagine this is his mouth and his nose and everything else that gets sucked in just right afterward. But hopefully, I think you can hear, "I want to live."
Your exact words are, "I want to live."
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, Saga, Spark, give me an alertness.
98 out of 55% fail.
75 out of 24% failure.
Yeah, Saga, Spark, you don't hear much. Sanguine, you hear something deep from in the lake, almost like it's vibrating up through the gelatinous mass that's engulfing you. You hear...
With Sanguine being completely covered and whatnot, he is in a desperate state. He just wants to get out, and he wants to live. He's in fight or flight, and he wants to live. Anything. I'll do anything. Let me live. Just get me out of here. Let me live. And how do I do? How? What ritual? How do I? How? Fine. Just get me out of here. Let me go.
All right, give me a sand check.
That is a 38 out of 33% failure.
All right, 1d20 sand damage.
That is a 16.
He's falling apart.
That takes me down to, okay, hold up. Let me see how this goes, because my breaking point is 32. So that is another Menti D on the list. Next after that would be 24. 33 minus 16 would take me down to 17. And then after that, my new breaking point is 16. So I, within the past couple rounds, have added 3 brand new mental disorders.
Oh, God.
So you feel this liquid kind of suddenly start to release you some, but you also feel some of it crawl up inside your nose. You feel it slither up through your sinus cavities, trace along the bone, and then you become very aware of something slowly wrapping itself around your brain. Agent Saga, Agent Spark, you notice kind of the gelatinous mass almost seems to like change almost. Like it gets a little bit more liquid looking almost. What do you do?
I don't have it like pointed or anything, but I definitely have like my arms crossed, and I've got the pistol like hidden under the cross of one of my like my non-dominant arm.
Sure.
I'm just kind of watching.
Oh, I am not armed, so I'm just kind of like, fuck. From the, how far am I from the lighthouse in terms of like where this thing is?
I mean, like you're close. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to go back and see if I can, like, because I'm pretty sure we came with some equipment. Did we have like a shovel or something by any chance?
Not really, no.
No, I didn't. We didn't have a shovel.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to grab some sort of blunt instrument, potentially. So, like, I need to swing at something because I don't have a gun. Like, I'm not armed. So at this point, I feel like I should have something to defend myself with.
Okay, so you're basically kind of leaving Sanguine in the lurch at this point?
Fuck. How close am I to Sanguine?
You could get there pretty easily if you wanted.
Okay. Without, like, my concern is falling in and then also being in the same situation.
I mean, anything's possible, but it's not that far. Now that you're kind of down there, the footing's a little bit easier.
Okay. I wouldn't even know where to start with this, though. Like,
I mean, he's got a hand stick. You could try and pull him out.
I don't know about that. I've seen one too many things where you're just the extension and they just pull you in.
Sure.
Well, okay. All right. So, this is kind of a long shot, but I am kind of throwing it out there. I have a 40 in occult. Would that give me any kind of possible insight to maybe I know, like, maybe I can identify something or anything like that? Could I, like, because considering I'm well versed in history and I do have an interest in the occult.
I mean, like, sea monsters, lake monsters, river monsters, demons, spirits. These all exist in folktale and stuff like that. Like, nothing you're witnessing right now is kind of outside of the spectrum of a near infinite number of aquatic-based folklores type of thing. Like, yes, this thing specifically appears to be kind of like a gelatinous something or other that lives in the lake or is part of the lake or is something to do with the lake, but like that's a really specific, not all that descriptive thing, actually. But also, I don't know, like basically every culture has a concept of bottomless pits and kind of the things that live in them, maybe, and like maybe even like online stuff like the flesh pit or something like there's tons of pop culture that would line up with this. There's tons of like historical occult stuff, modern occult stuff. Like, you're a bit of a nerd, right?
I am, in fact. And so that's why I was going to ask.
You could even be like having a thought in your brain of things like, oh, it's a gelatinous cube or something like that. There's a near infinite number of things that like could in theory match this. You don't have enough information and like there's no specific occult thing you're aware of about this specific lake in the middle of this lake on this tiny island in the middle of this Great Lake type of situation. Like, this is simultaneously too specific to kind of having a general knowledge of the occult being useful, but also like this thing's not like rising out of the water and screaming its name at the top of its lungs.
Fair. However, I am also a history buff, so I'm curious if there is like some like historical culture attachment, because I do have I have studied anthropology, so I'm a little bit familiar with on that front.
Yeah, again, like every single seafaring and lakefaring and kind of aquatic-centered culture and historical stuff has sea monster myths of various types. Like, you could, in theory, apply the Kraken myth to this if you tried hard enough. Like, it's a thing that lives in water that is attacking something on land, maybe pulling it in. The exact details are maybe not what you could picture, but like at the same time, there's literally hundreds of different versions of mermaids, ranging from like attractive women that happen to be half fish to like manatees to they're actually like horrible corpse monsters that just have an attractive face that pull you underwater and feed on you. The number of things that like this air quotations could be is, yeah, you've got infinite options to pick from type of thing. Like, there's too many myths and too many kind of anthropological reasons that people came up with stuff about like getting dragged into large bodies of water. Like, some fishermen that fish for octopus came up with stories about that because they were fishing for highly aggressive octopi that were strong enough to pull fishermen into the water and then would like eat them if they got there or something. At the same time, like, if you were on a whaling ship and saw something that attacked a sperm whale that like left scars and bite marks and like sucker marks all over it, you'd invent some shit about that. Like, there's also plenty of instances of like weird fish throughout history washing up on the shores of places and like being closer to blobs. Like, hell, a big enough jellyfish could also line up with this type of thing in folklore. It's not, because what you're seeing does not line up with anything you've ever heard about, but like from the intellectual kind of educational background of it, this thing could be a bunch of things potentially. It could be none of those things, but like, yeah.
Okay. I was really hoping to maybe find a connection with like some of the cultural stuff in this town and that, but I guess it's too generic.
I mean, there's a Scandinavian influence to it. There's kind of this weird Christmas Yule connection going on, which again is very Scandinavian. Like, that stuff you'd have picked up on. Like, the whole existence of wassail and stuff is Germanic and Scandinavian and kind of that chunk of Europe, but also like that chunk of Europe also brought the world the Kraken and all that stuff that goes along with it. Like, again, there's no exact myth about this, but also like just picking a random Viking thing, there's definitely some stuff in that maybe could be applied to this. Like, there's plenty of kind of shapeless horrors in any culture to a certain extent. The dark is terrifying, after all. Doubly so the ocean.
True. Okay. I was hoping to find the connection there, but I guess the occult won't help me out here because it's too broad. It's true. That's why I said it was a long shot, but I had to ask.
The occult in this case, like from the anthropological historical context, would tell you that like aquatic things want to pull people into the water. That's about kind of as much as I can give you based off of that type of information. I'll give it to you for free because it's a lot of myths just basically revolve around things in water want to drag you in.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I am going to try to grab Sanguine's hand and pull them out. I'm just going to go, fuck it. I'm strong enough.
Grab his hand and pull?
I'm so scared that you asked that question. Yeah, I'm going to go for the hand and find some footing and get myself like situated to try to pull.
There's a split second of resistance, but then he comes out. Give me an alertness as you're pulling him out.
My worst stat? Okay. 96 out of 24% failure.
Yeah, maybe it's the adrenaline. Maybe you're just that strong. You get a good grip on his hand and you pull. And you pull in kind of like with a sickening, squelching sound. You drag Sanguine out of this as the thing kind of like retreats and flows back into the lake. Everyone give me a sand check.
When he's pulled out of the lake, does anything look strange to me from above from the interaction?
We'll get to that in a second.
That is a 76 out of 17% failure.
41 out of a 91% success.
91 out of a 65% failure.
If you fail, just 1 point of sand damage as this kind of Sanguine comes free with this just horrible slurping, popping sound as he comes free and this thing kind of falls away. Sanguine, roll me 1d6 though.
That's a 1, but that puts me at my other breaking point.
That's not a sand damage.
Okay, that's a 1, and What is it for?
You're going to take 1 point of damage. This thing really clamped down on you. Feel it like in all your bones. You were enveloped by this thing. Like it really did have a strong grip on you. It was almost constricting, right? Like a giant boa constrictor or something. The pressure was immense.
Okay. So do I take a single point of damage?
Yep.
And I don't take any sand damage?
Just a single point of damage. You still take the 1 point of sand damage. This is separate from that.
Okay, cool. Well,
You were inside a giant gelatinous blob that was trying to crush you to death, and you didn't escape from that totally unscathed.
Cool. All right. Anyway, so I just picked up 4 fucking mental disorders.
You hate to see it.
Speed run to 0.
I have 16 points of sanity, and my new breaking point is 8. 8.
You can fit so many mental traumas in this thing.
All right, so Sanguine, you lie there kind of, I'm assuming like gasping as you can kind of feel the air finally for the first time, what feels like hours, but it's only been like maybe a minute or two.
Yes.
Saga, you're kind of holding Sanguine's hand as you pull them out of this. You're feeling heroic, you're feeling proud, like you're panting hard as part of this.
I mean, definitely like panting because I'm like, there's a lot of shit that just went down right now, but yeah, I'm like, I'm getting there. I'm like, okay.
Spark, you watched all this.
Yep.
Give me an alertness real quick.
Any bonus for being high up?
Nah, not really.
37 out of 55% success.
That seemed weird. Like, maybe too easy.
Yeah, like it was like this thick, like, substance that all of a sudden wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, Saga pulled him out with, like, effort, but, like, not that much effort. Like, this thing had him dead to rights and just letting him go.
Chad, I hope I don't have to, but if I end up killing another one of your characters, I'm sorry.
It's the will of the dice.
When I megaphoned, I didn't expect to send you into this situation. I'm sorry. If Saga looks up, I kind of just give him a weird look, like this pensive kind of look. And he sees me like slip the gun back into my waistband.
Sure.
Saga?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sorry for that tantrum. Just FYI, ever since Missouri, not good with loud noises. Kind of lose it a little bit. My bad.
That's fine, but like, gotta be careful, dude. Like, I mean, I thought the worst thing that was gonna happen was you find a claymore, but you found a lot worse. And then upon realizing that, is that thing still near us? That like,
What thing? It's the lake. Deep, dark lake.
I don't like that you're gaslighting me here.
I mean, you definitely saw something, but there's nothing around you, just a lake.
Okay. Well, then whatever I thought I saw, is it like, I realize now, like, even though like Sanguine has been released, are there any signs of that still being around? Like, should I be ready to like get up immediately? So like I have a moment of like panic.
I mean, like, if you look into the water, you definitely see kind of like dark swirling striations that don't seem to quite mix with the water. If you were to do that, do you do that?
Do I like look into the water?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mainly looking to see if there's something sticking out.
There's something sticking out of the water.
Okay. Well, then I'm fine. I'm definitely not going to be like looking for anything else in there. I'm just looking to see if there's anything in our immediate range.
I mean, I'll go so far as to say, like, you can see on the banks of like where you are, like the signs of something like dragging and then receding into the lake or something. There are plenty of signs that what you saw was definitely there. It's just not there anymore.
Okay, but I'm not like there. It's just not there, so I'm not in immediate danger.
Yeah, there's no like shark fin or tentacle sticking out of the lake or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, my panic calms down because I'm like, okay, fuck. There's nothing near us immediately, but okay, yeah. So I slowly start to calm down after all that.
A sense of serene calmness kind of descends upon the place. Even like no ripples across the water, like. Kind of hear the kind of gently moving sounds of the tide outside. Maybe a nice kind of breeze or like soft wind blows through. It's still cold. Like in the moment, you kind of forgot the fact it's a little bit cold out here and stuff like that. But you definitely feel as though you are you three, I guess technically four, or at least for now, alone. Like as normal as this place can be, or ever is, it is at this exact second.
Has the sheriff made it back at this point?
Yeah, he's kind of like panting as he comes up, like with the rope. He's like, kind of hands it to you. He's like, "This is all I got. It's decent enough rope."
I'll have the sheriff like hold on to it because he's definitely stronger
Yeah.
than me, and I'll toss it down so it's easier for them to climb out.
Yeah, it takes some time, but you kind of manage to fish him out and stuff like that. Rope definitely helps.
What happened to the box? You guys get it open?
No, you fell into a fucking pond, so we came to save you first.
Took you guys long enough. Oh man. Ooh. Yeah. Well, you gonna open it though?
Eventually, why don't we walk back down to the boat and the sheriff can look you over, make sure you're fine. That water should be like fringe cold. We want to make sure you don't get hypothermia.
I'm going to be super real with you. My anti-anxiety medication, as well as my SSRIs, and honestly, I just kind of threw in some fun stuff in there as well. I've got a cocktail kind of mixed up in me that I can't even describe. And I look at the sheriff. This is all prescription, by the way.
Yeah, you feel fucking great right now for what it's worth. Like, better than you felt in days, weeks, maybe years.
Mm-hmm. This is all completely legal, by the way. I have a prescription for all of these medications that I'm taking. Anyway, yeah, no, absolutely. I feel weirdly enough okay. Have you ever done like one of those Russian baths where you're in a steam room and you take a quick plunge in the cold ass water and you pop out and you feel like your body's refreshed?
Yeah.
Yeah, after having a near-death experience where I thought I was going to blow up, I think the cold water was really helpful for my central nervous system. So, like, I'm weirdly good right now.
Okay, I mean, that's great. But we should still make sure you're fine, you know? How far is the fall, Charlie?
What fall?
Into this, like, central water.
It's not that far, but it's not like it's 10, 20 feet. Like, it's not, you're not going to kill yourself. And it's not like a sheer drop down. It's a very steep incline type of thing. He may have scuffed himself. He may have broken a bone or two, though, too. Like, it's possible. Like, that was a drop. And he was attacked after all, too, by a thing.
You fell. You might have hit your head. Let's go get you checked out, and then we'll get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got like a barbiturate in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
Sheriff,
That'll get me kind of moving.
you want to help him down to the boat? We'll trail behind.
Yeah, sure.
Spark like looks to Saga and makes like nonsense conversation. Have you ever seen anything like that? Until Sanguine and the sheriff are out of earshot, and she says, "How did you pull him free?"
I don't know. I mean, it would all happen so fast. I don't know if it was the adrenaline or if it was just the panic or I don't know. But I mean, got him out.
How long was he in there, do you think? And I mean, that stuff that swirls in there, it kind of looks like the stuff that's in the wassail, right?
Timeline wise, I don't know how long he was in there. I don't know.
All I'm saying is it's suspicious. It didn't look like you had to try that hard. By all rights, I'm pretty sure he should be dead.
I mean, I genuinely thought I was just going to pull an arm out. So I don't know, whatever the hell's going on there.
And if he was drowning, maybe he ingested more of that stuff.
Oh, fuck. You think we need to like pump his stomach or what do you think we got to do here?
I don't know. We need to keep an eye on him. I mean, he's already acting strange. I don't think I've seen him be so peppy in the short time we've known him. And he just nearly died.
Yeah, fuck.
Look, do you know how to use a gun?
I work in the parks department. Not really. I get the general idea, but you're expecting me to do some sort of like, I don't know. What's the name of that cowboy? Shooter McGavin or something? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not that guy.
Oh, hey. Wasn't Shooter McGavin like the guy from an Adam Sandler movie.
That's how bad I am. God, okay. Anyway,
Okay.
Look, you need me to fire off history facts. I'm your guy. You need me to fire off a round from a gun. You're taking a chance that I'm going to be accurate. Like, I'm just being perfectly honest.
It's fine. Let's catch up with them. Just keep an eye on him.
All right. That sounds good.
Once we get back down to the boat, I'll recover the box and finish jimmying it open.
Inside the box is a collection of notes in a sandwich bag.
I'll take them and read them.
And it's got some diagrams and kind of some couple pictures that are kind of rough sketches of the building that show where the other booby traps are located. And also inside the box, there is a weird kind of like bendy stick that it says if you kind of like shove it through this one hole and then pull, you can disarm all the booby traps with.
Looks like we've got the master key.
Wait, did you get it open?
Yeah. She'll pass over the notes.
I'll start looking at them just to kind of see what information is there.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Like it's pretty basic notes, but it's also pretty comprehensive in its scope and kind of you can look through them. Agent Sanguine, I need you to add a bond to your character sheet.
Can do.
It's a new bond. It's just simply the lake. On behalf of all of us at Negative Modifier, thank you for listening, and we do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are not already a subscriber, please consider becoming one, partially so you do not miss our next episode, but mostly because it helps new listeners find us. In addition to that, if you liked the episode, please consider clicking the thumbs up button below. If you'd like to further support the show, please consider joining us on Discord or becoming a Patreon patron.